these are the practical steps for walking your purpose. Number 1, seek God's guidance. The next step you are supposed to write down, take action. Number 1 is what I said, seek God's guidance. Number 2 is what? Take action. And the last but not the least I want to talk about is find a community. Find a community. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals who can support and encourage you in your journey. So on this episode, beloved, I want us to focus on the topic walking in your purpose. Walking in your purpose. Walking in your purpose means that you must walk and work and act on your ideas and your dream and bring them to life and make them happen. So these are the practical steps for walking your purpose. Number 1, seek God's guidance. Number 1, seek God's guidance. Regular prayer and meditation on God's word keeps you aligned with His will. So when we read Proverbs 3:5, it says that trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. Prayer and meditation says that word, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. And talking about making your path straight, it reminds me of a principle that I came across, saying that you do not determine your outcome or what happens to you, but how you respond to what happens to you. And this goes closely in line with a Stoic philosophy, which was encapsulated by Epictetus. Famous quote says that you do not determine the outcome of your circumstance, but how you respond to the circumstance is what matters. And there's this story that a young man had an appointment. One morning he woke up and he had a serious appointment. And that is why it's important to seek God's guidance to help you walk in your purpose. So as this young man woke up that morning for that appointment, business appointment, he started his car and his car was working fine. And then along the way, on his way to the meeting, a few minutes away, his car decided to break down. On that very fateful day, the car broke down. So when the car broke down, this is why the Stoic philosophy says that you don't determine the outcome of your circumstance, but how you respond to it. Because in life, we don't choose where to come or where to go, but we ended up in the country, in the family, or wherever you find yourself, because God wanted you to be there. Same way I ended up in my family with my family because God wanted me to be here. So wherever you find yourself, it is not your fault, but how you respond to it is your fault. So when you pay attention closely to the Stoic philosophy or this principle, this young man's car broke down along the way, and what if he decided to start saying, what the heck, why this morning, why must this car break down? And started being chaotic and being stressed and being disoriented or disorganized because the car is broken down. Nothing good will come out of being anxious, worrying, and getting upset in that state or into that circumstance. If you react like that to that situation, that appointment will not happen. But this is the way you are supposed to act. Even though it sounds easy, I know it's not easy, but by practice and you seeking or following these strategies or these steps, seek God's guidance before you step out and do anything. God will direct your path. So even if the car breaks down, maybe it's for your own good. You may never know why the car chose to break down at that moment. What if there was a trouble waiting for you, an accident or something? So in other words, it's all good. Bible says that we should give thanks to God in all things that happens or that we go through, because it's all working together for our good. So for me, from the story, the guy said that this is what you're supposed to do. You can easily or equally make a phone call to the meeting people or the people you're going to meet and tell them that, oh, this is what has happened. Find a nice reason that, oh, your car broke down, but you need a few minutes to get a towing car called to come and tow the car while you find a means to get there. So probably you may be 15 minutes late or 20 minutes late, but you're on your way coming. That is how best in such situations, similar situations, where you are supposed to outbest yourself or go out of order or get stressed and act in an arrogant way or any way that would destroy your purpose. It is always good to calm down and seek God's guidance So this is one of the important steps for walking your purpose. Seeking God's guidance is the major, first and foremost step for you to walk in, for you to seek God's guidance. Because when you do that, you are trusting in Him and you are not leaning on your own understanding. And remember that it says in Proverbs that if you submit your ways to Him, He will make your path straight. So everything that will happen in that day, even though your path may be crooked, He will straighten it for you. So seeking God's guidance is very important. I am here doing this because I heard my father preach the parable of the talent. And I've always known I had to do this, but I was throwing it away because I thought there was another way to make it happen. And I kept procrastinating and giving unnecessary excuses. Oh, let me wait till this year. Let me just do it this year. But until I heard the man preach the word, the parable of the talent, and he said that you are here because somebody brought you here. And who is that somebody? God. So if you go to Him, He's your source. So there's these 5 questions that have been taught by great leaders that says that know who you are, why you are here, where you are from, what you can do, and what you can offer. So if you know who you are, it's number 1, identity. And then where you are coming from, your source. And what you can do, your purpose. And why you are here. So it is essential for you to go to God and seek Him and ask Him for guidance, so that He will order your steps, so that He will direct your path. Because without God, brother, sister, you are going to fail. And here in Africa, people like to say this to you when you find yourself in trouble or situation or you encounter challenges in life. They like to say that in Chi, sorry, I'll speak Chi, or where it has gotten to, unless God. So I always ask myself that, why do people wait for people to tell them that where it has gotten to unless God comes in? So why didn't you let God come in from the start? Because if God was in from the start, then you will not need Him along the way. Because you left Him, that's why you are needing Him. But if you already know God is with you, because He has promised you in Isaiah 41 verse 10 that He says that word, I am with you, so do not be afraid. Do not be dismayed. I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, and I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. And when you read Psalms, David said, I sought the Lord, and He answered me and delivered me from all my fears. So when you actually seek God, guidance, and He's ordering your steps into your purpose, even though challenges will arise, He said He will give you strength, because He knew that there will come times that you will not feel like. So He told you in the Bible that word, let the weak say I am strong, which God emphasizes on strength because He is the strength giver. He is your source. So it is important that you always go to Him, seek Him, and connect with Him so that He will give you strength. So when you read the Bible, it says somewhere again that they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. So when you seek God and wait upon the Lord, He will renew your strength. He will give you a kind of strength. And that strength is an ability. It's a very powerful thing that God gives. Strength. Because that strength you are taking for granted, somebody is in need for it. It's that strength. This mouth that is talking, this ear that can listen, this eye that can see, this life that we are living. Everything that God has given you is a gift. Because it's not because others don't have it, that is why it's a gift. It's because you are not special and they are not special, but you have it for a purpose, and that purpose must come to life. How does that purpose come? By focusing and following these practical steps so that you can walk in your purpose. I said number 1, regularly seek God's guidance, because He has warned you in Proverbs that do not lean on your own understanding. And I've been there before. When you lean on your own understanding and your strategies, it will fail you, because Bible makes us understand that our ways are not His ways and our thoughts are not His thoughts. And it's a very powerful Bible verse, which is trying to tell you that your strategy that you have, or that your plan that you have, it will fail you. But when you seek God's guidance, because Bible says a man plans his way, but the Lord orders his steps, which means that even though you plan your way, let the Lord lead you and guide you. Do not lean on your own understanding. So in this way and this manner, when God is leading and guiding you, whatever may come your way, you will face it and move forward, because He is with you. And He said He will strengthen you and help you. And He will uphold you with His righteous right hand. And because you seek Him, you will find Him. And whatever you've asked Him, He will give you. So if you go to God and seek Him regularly on meditation and keep His word, keep aligned with His will, because you are walking in His will, He will order your steps and direct your path. And your path will be straightened. You will never meet any crooked way. And whatever crooked way you come to meet, He will give you the grace to walk in it. He said, I'll go before you. Straighten every crooked way. I'll level every mountain. I'll level every ground. I'll remove obstacles, setback. Yes, he has removed it. So when you face it, it will not be difficult. It will be easy for you because you seek him. But if you don't seek him from the start and you wait till you get to the middle where everything seems like it has come to an end, that is where people will tell you, where you got into, you need God. People like to say that to people. God uses them to tell you that because they can tell that you did not ask God. Because anybody working with God will not complain or whine or worry. Even though they are working in troubles, there are many people where you see them like they have it all together so nicely, so beautiful. It's not like that. It's because of grace. God's grace. They seek it and they have it. So you see them, they carry it so well. They carry this life so well, like it's not heavy. Like they don't have problems. Like they don't have troubles. It's just because of grace. They carry it so well. So you don't see, when you see that, you don't see trouble because they are not hiding it. It's the grace that is sufficient. It's covering it. But there are a lot of troubles. There are a lot of problems they are working in. But because they know who they rely on, that is why they work confidently. And you will go to them and then ask them for help. And they will still help you. Because they know where their strength is coming from, where their supply is coming from. Because the one they are working with has assured them that he will supply all their needs according to his glorious riches. He is their God and he is your God. But you have neglected him. You are forsaking him and he will never forsake you. God always loves us. He loves us continually, consistently, faithfully. He never changes. But we are inconsistent and we are unfaithful. And we are not loyal to him. But he will still love us despite our mistakes. So it is important that this step I'm talking about, you take it. You seek God's guidance regularly by meditating on his word and keeping aligned with his will, so that he will order your steps and direct your path into greatness. Remember, I'm saying it again. Your thoughts are not his thoughts. Your ways are not his ways. Your thoughts can fail you. Your ways can fail you. But his ways and his thoughts are perfect. And his timing is perfect. So go to God and seek him. And he'll guide your steps. And he'll order your steps. The next step you are supposed to do is what? Take action. The next step you are supposed to take, write down, take action. Number one is what I said, seek God's guidance. Number two is what? Take action. Take action because purpose requires action. And action is the barrier between you, your dream, and your reality. When you envision your dream or your success, the only thing that is going to stop it is action. So it is important that you take action. Start taking steps, no matter how small, toward your fulfilling your calling. You have to go ahead and take steps. Action is taking steps. Actually getting up to do it. Like I said, when you go to the kitchen and there are groceries, in order for you to get a meal, you must take action by what? Cooking it. And that's how an idea or life is. You arrange it systematically, rhythmically. Follow the process. Follow the steps. Nothing was built in one day, but it will take one day for it to happen if you don't give up. Nothing was built in one day, but it will take just one day if you don't give up for it to happen. So, beloved, taking action is very important. Because like I said in the previous episode, President-elect John Mahama and President Donald Trump, the United States of America, if they decided not to take action because at least they sat on the seat for 4 years. So for me, in my own small thinking, I would say that, after all, I've been a president before. And that's how most people give up so easily. It doesn't matter what you think you've achieved or where you think you've gotten to. There is more in you. They say that human beings do not fully enjoy their full potential or their DNA or what is built in them or their abilities. We only use just an iota of it. We don't get to our full potential. Only few people. And even them, they don't even get half of it. So what you see or what you think is happening around you, you can do much better, greater things in your own small way. Because remember that everybody and their weight and their skill and their talent is being shared equally according to our abilities and our strength. So some were given 5, some were given 2, some were given 1. You may have 5, others may have 2, others may have 1. You may have 1, others may have 2, others may have 5. But remember that 1 is equally important as the 5. And as the 5 is important, the same way the 2 is equally as what the other ones. So do not look down on your dreams or your ability or your skills. Remember that we all form together to make it work. Even though there is microphone, without the power, it's not going to work. Even though this iPad is here, if there is no battery in it holding it to work, it will not work. So that battery in it is important, as well as the iPad itself. And there are other functionalities and things in there that makes it work. And without one of them, it was not going to work. So without your idea, remember that Remember this very carefully. That your idea or your talent or your ability or your skill is equally important. And if they made it happen, you can also make it happen. Remember, they are human beings like you. They all have 24 hours. They tried it and it worked. That's why I said, I don't want to use people in the Bible, because sometimes when you talk about it, people feel like it's a history. So you are lucky to be here in this era and in this generation. It's happening right now, right here in this dispensation, in this generation, and in this era. That you saw it happen. President John Mahama and Donald Trump. They were in office, they went out of office, and they are now back in office. So, if people have been able to achieve such power seats twice, this is telling you that no matter what you dare to take risk, you can achieve it. You can achieve it only if you go to God and seek Him. And you can see it. And the time Trump was making his campaigns and all that, you could see how he was embracing Jesus Christ and enjoying the power of Christ. You see, when you walk with God, God will never put you to shame. And I love what they all did. When you go to God and seek Him, that which you think it's impossible becomes possible, because He said that I am. He is the I am. He is that thing you think is not. He is. And He's the way maker, and He's a promise keeper. He's the light in the darkness, and He's a miracle worker. So when you quickly remember Him and you bring Him in the situation, or the equation, the factor, you make Him the main factor. He makes that thing that seems not to work begin to work. He makes the same place you went or you were before, that you were rejected, you become accepted, and you become the cornerstone there. He makes that same place you were rejected or you were declined, you go and then you are accepted. So it is important to seek God so that God will make your path straight. Because when God is with you, your path becomes straight. So even you face struggles or obstacles, you know that God is with you and it's all working together for your good. Because where you think is an end, He's actually beginning it. He's making a way where you do not. So He keeps saying in the Bible verse that what I'm doing today you may not understand. Everything you may be going through, I know that it's not been easy, and I know that there's been full of setback, disappointment here and there. But if you can just say that, okay, this is it. I have come to an end with my nonsense ways and strategies. Now, let me go to the Alpha and Omega. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. So I'll go back to my source and connect with my source. And when we talk about His source, God, that He brought you here. So when you go back to Him and you lock up with Him and you spend some time with Him, because Bible says that they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up wings like eagle, and they shall run and they shall not be weary. They shall fly. So when you go to God, you do unimaginable things and you do amazing and miraculous things. And people look at you and they are attracted to them. That is why Jim Rohn says success can only be achieved when you become an attractive person. You attract success by becoming an attractive person. But if you are going to be an attractive person, you have to let God come in, so that God will let that which will attract people come upon you. It's also part of human ability, and that is favor. Favor makes you become accepted wherever you go. There are so many abilities God has for us if we go to Him. So you see that which was not working will start working when God is in. That which seemed impossible will become possible. So my Godfather, you say, you see disappointment, but there's an appointment in that disappointment. You are seeing disappointment, but there's an appointment because God is in there with you. If God is in there with you, your disappointment becomes an appointment. Without test, there is no testimony. So it doesn't matter where you have gotten to. Maybe the period of what you were going through was just teaching you, preparing you for that place you are going. Sometimes we allow the preparation period to become a barrier between us and our reality, between us and our dreams. Do not let the place you've got into, the kind of mistakes you've made, or whatever that has happened to you, stop you. The disappointment, the failure, the setback, the delays, the whatnot that are stopping. Do not let them be a barrier. Just say to yourself, this is it. I've come to an end. From today, God, I have come to you. I have tried my way, it did not work. I have thought about it some way, it did not work as I thought. And I said it in the other season that I had an issue to make a payment and I had a deadline. And the night before the day, I stayed up worrying for nothing. And it taught me the greatest lesson in my life. That when you worry, You become like a poem I chanced on in the book I read. It says that we are like children that have gone to God with our toys that are broken, our broken toys. When you go to God, it's like you have taken your broken toys to God to fix. That is how your problems or your worries or your troubles or your problems are like toys. And when you take your toys to God, they are broken. In order for God to fix it for you, you have to let go and let him deal with it. But when God is working on it for you and you be like, God, are you done? God, I'm in a hurry. You jump, you small time, go and take it for him. He will never finish it. Because the point makes sense to understand that the kid was troubling God when God was fixing the toy for him or her. So it caused a lot of delay. So sometimes the delay you're walking through is actually your problem because you are not letting go for God to deal with it. And I'm saying this because until I actually let go of this worry and my plans and my nonsense strategies that I was thinking in my head, that was when everything worked together for me. So when we are holding on to something and not letting God deal with it, sometimes you think you've prayed, so you've let go. No, you are thinking about it. You are worrying about it. You've not naturally let go. If you naturally and truly, internally let go, and then ready yourself for whatever may come because you are trusting God. That is the trust. I said that trusting God is like driving a car with your eyes closed or jumping off a cliff, hoping that God will catch you. That is how trust is. Just go ahead and do it. You jump. Whether you be caught or not, jump. Close your eyes with God. You are in the car, all right, but close your eyes because he's the wheel taker. He will take the wheel and drive it for you. But when you open your eyes more time to check whether we are getting accident, that's what delays the whole process. The delay is being caused by we not letting go. Once you let go and fully trust in God, it works like magic. So if you are going to let go and trust God, beloved, I don't know what you are going through, but if you can let go and let God deal with it, that will be the end of your problem. Because that night I worried for nothing. Till the morning I chanced on a YouTube video that the guy was saying that, hey, just close your eyes and trust God. So in the morning, when it was left with like 2 hours for me to meet the people, then I said to myself, okay, I've worried throughout the night. Even my worry could not do anything, could not solve any problem or bring anything. So what do? I'm going to listen to this guy and trust God fully. So I closed my eyes very strongly on the bed and I said within internally that God, you know what? I'm done. I worried throughout the night and this thing was not even solved. So it means that naturally your worries cannot solve your problem. So God, I'm letting go. Deal with it. Whatever it comes, I know that you know what you are doing. So I'm going to trust you with it. Then I let go. Then I closed my eyes and I lay on my bed for a while. It didn't even take 5 to 2 minutes. The next thing I could hear after I did that, and I said that internally, and truly, I was very truthful about it. Because honestly, I had got to the point, it was only left for like 2 hours for me to meet the people. As my job was that time, I was supposed to make that payment that morning. If I don't make it, they will do whatever they like to me. Because it's money matter. It's money affairs. And you know what? How people behave with their money. So I worried. My wife kept saying, why you just sleep, rest. It will be fine. But I did not trust her because I was the one going through. And I know that you are also going through one right now. And I'm telling you that just let go and let God deal with it. So when we talk about taking action and following the steps, just go to God and let God do it. And when you let go and let God do it, trust me, it works like magic. And at 2 minutes, then my phone started beeping with all sort of notifications, and it was transaction alerts that was coming in. And then from that moment, my mood changed from worry to joy. And I could quickly walk up around with boldness and confidence now. So that is how it is when you trust in God and take action, your life becomes or transformed. So purpose or taking action means that taking smaller steps and which may lead you to God and toward your calling. So it is okay for you to take some time out from everybody, turn off the phone, go to your secret place. As number one, you see God and you are taking action by going to Him. It's okay to stay away from, find a nice fasting you can do so that God can turn and look at you that, why is this my son not eating? Why is this my daughter avoiding food? And then God will see that you actually seeking Him truly. Fasting doesn't mean you should kill yourself. God doesn't want you to kill yourself. But sometimes the food and the things we take in, the TV, the things we watch, fasting we have various types of fasting. You can even stay away from watching everything online and just be in your room and be reading your Bible. That is also fasting. You can just decide not to sleep on your bed for a while and sleep on the floor. That is also fasting. You can also choose to eat only some kind of food, and that is also fasting. But those who go out can also go out away, can do away without food for 3 days, 7 days, as many as days you choose according to what you think you can do, because we are equally giving our strength according to our abilities and our power. So, beloved, seeking God and taking action is important. So, when we read James 2:17, it says, we learn that faith by itself, if not accompanied by action, is dead. So, if you want to take action, you need the power and the grace of God. That is why number 1, I say seek God. And then what? Meditate on His word. Number 2 is what? Take action. So, the third thing is what? Stay open to change. The third step you take is what? Stay open to change. Why do I say that? As you walk in your purpose, be flexible, because God may lead you in an unexpected directions. God may lead you in an unexpected direction. Like I said earlier, the guy who had an appointment. An unexpected direction, like I said, goes closely with a principle that was encapsulated by Epictetus. That he says that you do not determine your outcome of your circumstances, but what? How you respond to it. And this philosophy is very powerful, because yes, sometimes God may lead you in an unexpected what? Direction and places. And what do? How you respond to it is how God would quickly bring you out of it. If you go there with worrying and complaining and whining, you stay too long. But if you go there knowing, trusting God, that God brought you here for a purpose, and yours is what? Keep quiet and obey and go through the process. Like Joseph, he did not get distracted because he was in prison, because he was betrayed by his brothers. He stayed there, never gave up, learned what he had to learn. Because if Joseph did not go through that place of change, even though he had seen in a dream that he was being bowed down to by everybody, he did not see betrayal and did not see prison that time. All he saw was good stuff. So you may visualize good stuff. But beloved, my godfather will say, failure is predictable and success is predictable. So as you predict your success, predict failure too. Because now in this world, you need these two to work. Because without a failure, you cannot be successful. It is the inexperience of something that brings you experience to that something. Because if you don't dare or try that thing, you will not know how it works. And Bruce Lee says something. He says that if you want to know how water tastes, you actually have to what? Drink it or swim in it. That is how you know water is. So if you want to know what your dream or what your abilities, you have to actually what? Taste it and swim in that idea, so that you will know how it tastes. And it's a very powerful quote that Bruce Lee said. If you want to know how water tastes, you have to what? Actually drink it. It's what? Action taking to know how it tastes or swim in it. And that what we are focusing on is what? Staying open to change. Staying open to change, because there might come an unexpected direction. You may decide to go through C, and then God will say, no, go through Z. Maybe go through the end before you go to the beginning. You may never know where God will take you, so you must always stay open to change. Like the guy I was saying earlier, by the Stoic philosophy, you do not determine your circumstance by how you respond to it. When he was on his way going for the appointment and the car broke down, it's an unexpected direction. When he woke up in the morning, he knew his car was working fine. So where he was going to get to their place successfully with his car. But that moment, an unexpected direction happened, or change came, where he had to what? Change. So what happens to you is not important as much as how you respond to it. So beloved, stay open to change. Stay open to change. And know that no matter what happens, God is with you and He's not going to leave you. And the last but not the least I want to talk about is find a community. Find a community. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals who can support and encourage you in your journey. And Ecclesiastes tells us in 4:9 that what? 2 are better than 1, because they have a good what? Return for their what? Their labor. When I was reading the book Tough Time Don't Last But Tough People Do by Robert Schuller, I got to a place and then he spoke about team. And when we talk about team, it means that the people you surround yourself with have to be the right people, so that they can help that dream or that purpose or that thing they're working on to come to life. Because if you don't have the right people around you, some may sabotage you, some may betray you. And if you look at what happened to Joseph, his own brothers decided to betray him by selling him and causing him to end up in what? In prison. But it was all working together for his good. So, in as much as you stay open to change, you also find the right community. Find yourself with the right people, right team. Because if you have the right people around you, it makes it easy for what you're working on to come to life. And I will not lie to you. You need the right people. You need the right people. And there's one person I want to mention to you, and he is the production manager and producer, Joshua. and his brother Michael, they came together and they've worked so wisely, so strongly, and we've been able to bring this show to you because they decided to be on this team, not for their stomach or their gain, but fully in support of what God is doing through me. And so this thing we are bringing to you is not just me. I'm not doing this just by myself. They are here to help bring this to you. So whatever dream or whatever purpose you are going to work in, you will need people. But in order to find the right people, you must seek God. Remember, the first step, seeking God's guidance is the best and the major thing to do. No matter what you want to encounter or what you want to achieve, you must always seek God, so that God will take you to the right people, because two are better than one. One cannot do it alone. So when you pray to God and God guide you, God will order your steps to meet the right people that will enable what you are building come to life. So the last but not the least is to find a community. But remember, number one is what? Seek God guidance and meditate and reflect. And then number two is take action. Number three is what? Stay open to change. And then find what? The right community. These are the steps or the strategies you need to follow. So as I close on this episode, the next episode will focus on the importance of perseverance as you walk in what? In your purpose. So by taking these steps and following these steps, you can confidently walk in your purpose, for you know God is with you. Beloved, don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, and like, and put up your thoughts out there. Anything you think we will need to help you with, or you think would help us, put it out there, and we will equally work together. Don't forget to walk in the strategies and fulfill your purpose. My name is Jason Asante. This is Great Up, where great meets grace with Jason. Until next time, see you soon. Stay blessed, beloved. Bye-bye.